Okay. Um, what was I gonna do again? Yeah, I could fight the guy. Yo. Hello. I'm trying to make Blink Bolt more powerful. Kinda like the whole charge in and unload. Um, hmm. Which floor lets me go where I want? Again? Meow. Oh, I should have multiplayer active. Yeah, you're never meant to fight alone in the Souls games. That's why online was invented. It's always been that way. That's as fun as being mutilated. That one bird just said nope and jumped off the side. That motherfucker was like, nah, I gotta kill you, period. There was no discussion in that fucking thing. Oh well. So I gotta go up to the 7th floor and hopefully get to the 8th and top floor. There's only 9 floors to this place. Not counting the ground floor. Or its unaccessible basement, which is technically just a drop to your death. Crunchy. Okay, I got to that spot. Now I have to go down and get to a different... Is he coming up the staircase? He is. It's fine. I'll respawn up here. Bro, think he's clever, but I got an infinite loop now. My infinite loop means that he can kill me a billion times over. I'm still gonna eventually win. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lose now. Because I spawn right up the staircase next to your boss. Forever. Until you die and you don't respawn. So, sucks to be you. Not to use the bathroom. Holy crap. Don't trust the phone. Yeah. Almost lost that gamble. Bro has anger issues. Okay. Yeah, the game literally doesn't want you to fight things solo. They wouldn't give you the people to help you. Because if you think about it, why would they give you summons at all if they wanted you to do the game solo? Or online? They wouldn't let you play with your friends if you're supposed to do it all solo. I think people misunderstand the Souls games since they were first founded. You wouldn't be allowed to play with friends if you were supposed to beat the whole thing by yourself. Yeah, I'm about doing near 500 damage on these guys. Because if you think about it, why have them online at all if you're supposed to do things solo? Hello, Juckler. I got Blink Bolt to do over 400 damage, which is apparently not supposed to be what it does. Yeah, this is what happens when you get into New Game Plus 3 and 4. No matter how high your defense is, it won't matter. You're gonna take heavy damage. Same old, same old. The 16-year-old stray dog we feed is still up and kicking, apparently. Though he's mostly blind, deaf, and slower than molasses. Just waddling around. We give him food, so... I mean, why not give the dog food? It's a stray, plus we have 32 chickens, 6 roosters, a sheep, a goat, 15 cats that aren't ours because people keep dropping off cats nearby thinking, well, we'll take care of them. We're kind of run thin already. People need to stop just jumping off cats near farmhouses. We already got enough cats, thank you. Also, it feels kind of fucked up. Don't drop your problems on other people. Then we got our own pets to worry about on top of that. Damn. Wish I could pull off that crit on a boss. Well, yeah, I got my platinum last time I streamed a while ago. And now I'm just trying to still just play like always. Ow. But I've been like reading the game code and shit, and the fact that Briar armor can be used to buff bolts. That is a big fucking arrow. Ow! That should cut off my arm. Who shoots an arrow that big? You know, technically you could shoot the hippo from here. If you have a bow, couldn't you just shoot the hippo from here and kill it? The hippo's supposed to be weak to lightning and fire, but the problem is you put them in water, Or he's resistant to lightning, weak to fire, but you put the motherfucker in water. And now I don't know what the hell. His weakness is countered. In the mouth I go. And he got me again. I feel like my ice was giving me better options with the claws. But technically, these claws are not the best claws I could be using for Dash Bolt, apparently. They're fun, though. I like their fighting style. Oh, I already streamed Bloodborne twice all the way through. I even did one where I used my bare hand and a torch. Got all the way to the final boss where he had one hit left. He killed me. I said, fuck it. Grabbed out one weapon and completely murderized it. For like the second playthrough. Yeah, I played through Bloodborne twice. See, you're supposed to have summons here that you help, and they help you fight the hippo. But, I killed them? So... yeah... I may have fucked myself on that one. I probably could choose a better claw weapon. Because these beast claws are great and all, but they're not putting out the damage I want. They're fun little flying around and getting shit done kind of thing. They get you to, you know, bolt around a bit. Yeah, but Jacklar, I've streamed Bloodborne all the way through. I even pinned an invader, pinned them to a grave, and beat the crap out of them with the werewolf roar and my bare fist. And a torch. Just pounded the guy for a good 3 minutes until he died. In a constant stun lock. Bloodborne was god-awful with invasions. Do you think my favorite weapon is the dual dagger sword? It was just a fun weapon. Wow, those claws were doing some work. But compared to proccing Frost, they suck at proccing Frost. They were getting work done, but they didn't proc Frost. For some reason, the DLC claws can do 104 Frost buildup per second. Interesting. Yeah, but I built a weird... Yeah. It's about a year old or so. Bloodborne, though, there's a chalice dungeon you can just sit there and level up in. Everyone uses that chalice dungeon. It's the cum dungeon or something like that. And it's a chalice dungeon where you sit next to a wall and go in and out and get unlimited blood you need. So you can get all the heals you want and all the blood you need to level up. It's for when you get stuck in the game because there's no real good there's no real good places to level up in that game. Yeah, the Chalice dungeon, I believe, is an offline dungeon too. It's just the way it registers it and then works off it. Let's see what happens if I go double ice. I think Beast Claws do fine with Lightning Bolt, but I feel ice is probably its bread and butter, with bleed being a secondary function. Yeah, I'm still doing damage. Oh yeah, that's doing a lot more damage. And not to mention, Quick Step is still doing 100 damage once I freeze the enemy and dash through them with Bloodhound Step. It's doing 100 damage. And for the 5 frames you get of invulnerability, that's decent. That's some decent ass damage. Not to mention when you do quick step or dash, you're getting and doing damage with the armor. The game's counting that as excessive hits, so it's also giving you the buff from the prosthetic and the insignia. Yeah, but you get the most damage with it out of Blitz Bolt, or yeah, Blitz Bolt, or Blink Bolt. Gives you shit ton of damage. I just gotta find a really good thing to go with it. The fact I could just dodge this shit and just go to town. $20 free damage. I timed that wrong. And how little FP this takes is quite nice. I did 44 damage just by dashing past him. You get quick step if you're out of FP too. Oh, the shockwave got me. There's also a way to do even more damage. You make one claw ice and bleed, the other claw fire and bleed. And every time you proc frost, you slash with the other hand and undo it and then re-proc it again, and you'll watch a health bar just shatter like glass. It is insane amount of damage you can output with the damn things. I feel Beast Claws are better as a duo power stance of ice and fire. I feel also I should probably change a talisman on me. I should give myself the Blue Dew talisman so I can always have my FP. Because it takes so little FP to quick step or Bloodhound step that having the talisman would be more beneficial. Because then I would never run out. I can quick step forever. Oops, forgot to change it to fire and ice, but oh well. Look at that 14,000 damage. Him just running into me was doing damage. I love this armor set. It's fine. I need to change it back to fire. That is a lot of Beast Claws are insanely good. Quick, Blink Bolt is fun with Briar Armor. The fact 500 damage can be outputted with that fucking thing is on borderline ridiculous because I find that outright hilarious. Blink Bolt into a player for 200 damage, and I've had a few players just stop moving, look at me, then just just stand there perplexed when we were doing PvP. Like, did you just hurt me for 200? I'm like, uh-huh. Like, huh. Like, yeah, I know. There's a pause in the combat where the guy's like, what? The fuck just did you do? I blink bolted you. That's a lot of damage. I gotta pick between Flame Art and Fire, though. Bloodhound Step gives you one extra. Flame Art seems to give me the most output between the fire. Oh. Depends. Do I want the bonus fire attack element, or do I want the outright damage? Okay, I could choose between the element of fire split, or between just between the outright physical damage of it with faith. Fire uses mostly my strength, which is 30, but my faith is 30 as well, which gives me C. Which one? See. My left-handed claw's 1027. What does fire give it? 912. So flame art is bigger number. So flame art and ice. No, I'm just more confused. That's more of a confusion sound, trust me. Okay, he's been frost. Watch. Then I whack. Flame art kicks in, unprocs frost. We can redo it again. In other words, it's just a freeze and unfreeze tactic. I did damage to him instead of him doing damage to me. Oh, wow. What the hell? Ah. Ah. Yeah, the whole point though, maybe I should choose fire. It seems fire might proc faster than flame art because I noticed that flame art wasn't proccing as easily. I do know that ice frost will keep building up regardless if you have fire hitting you for some reason. So until frost actually procs, you can't remove the frost buildup. Unless you use a bolus or flame cleanse me. So I can constantly keep the enemy on burning on fire while you're frozen. That sounds like hell. Because if you know thermodynamics about getting something hot then something cold rapidly, repeatedly, you're going to see a health bar just deplete in record-breaking time. The Blink Bolt is so much fun. Blink Bolt alone was doing 500 damage. Like, who would think that doing 500 damage while dodging into an enemy would do so much? And it only works with the Briar set. No other set in the game can pull that off. Wait, do I need a quick step there, or can I use his claws? Oh, it doesn't change anything. Well, why not give him this then, if it doesn't change anything? I'll see if anyone's out to help and about. Oh, there is a player. It's a bleed build. I could use that. Yeah, you're not supposed to fight alone in this game. Everyone's like, you're supposed to solo it. No, you're not. They wouldn't put it in multiplayer then. They wouldn't put co-op. They would not give you co-op if it was meant to be soloed. They wouldn't give you summons if it was meant to be soloed. They wouldn't give you spirit ashes if it meant to be soloed. And they wouldn't give you companions. There's like 4 types of ways to get help. Hey! I'm okay. I wouldn't be going into this fight completely unprepared. Bro, you good? Bro! I should be allowed to summon my mimic. I didn't use my limit of 2 yet. Oh well, I'll try fighting it alone. Ow. I did not press the attack button, I pressed the Ash of War button. Ow. Okay. Bro didn't help at all. For some reason my mimic can hold its attention longer than that. I don't know if that to be a sad thing or a funny thing. Does Blink Bolt count? Well, you technically can summon your Mimic Treer to play with you. Also, there is AI characters you do their quests and have them help you in there too. They wouldn't add it in the game if you were meant to fight all on your own. Also, I did it on my first playthrough anyway, so. Is it him again? Bro. Oh, this is a different guy. Crumby. Where is everybody? There's gonna put a DLC in the game soon. They're adding another DLC. I believe it's gonna be free as well. Everyone's gonna get new armor and weapons, and Torrent's gonna get new skins, and there might be a slight patch on the weapons. Goddamn shockwaves. God damn that shockwave. God damn it. Okay, I healed just now. I mean, I'm doing my fair share of damage. But bro, Crumby, what the hell, man? You're getting tossed around like a salad. Yeah, Briar Armor is the only armor that can actually deal damage while dodging. Which means a lot of dodge moves that are like supposed to be for you to get out of the way. Even you know, blind spot with the backhand blades? Briar Armor does damage to a player when you're doing that. If it hits them with your armor before you hit them with the blade, it will count. So, yeah, that's a thing apparently. Granted, I don't have to use the claws. There's other weapons I could be using that probably would be way better with it. But I find Briar Armor, since you're so close quarters combat, to be one of the better ones. I have so many damn weapons. Mostly bleed weapons are probably your best option. Like these ones, they only have blood loss of 45. Problem is, they don't have shit for stats right now. I have to power those up. Yeah, the backhand blade is insane with the armor because it works. I have way too many weapons. Yeah, I got a Hand of Melania as well. That was fun to obtain. Not. Ugh. Yeah, people are gonna croak. You know what? Hand axes seem weird to me, so let me try something with the hand axe here. Lightning bolt plus bleed. Let's give it this. Because the hand axe, right? It's been buffed to hell and back. So I'm kind of wondering what would happen if I dual wield these things and kind of looks psycho, really. Oh man, I would have to go. I have to go buff these weapons. I have to go back to the burning. No, they were actually buffed to be faster. Weirdly enough. I want to find a good blink bolt weapon that I could just unload into an enemy with. But a lot of these weapons are just meh. Okay, I guess. Best I can describe. Yeah, my place is on fire yet again. Choices, choices. Blink Bolt is skyrocketing in damage. Holy crap, these are powerful. Will this make it to 24? It will. Oh, no wonder why these claws didn't feel powerful. They weren't even buffed all the way. Oh, I mean someone to another world. You know, when I was doing a lot of damage with the claws earlier, one of them wasn't even +1. It was +0, and it was doing so much damage. Huh. I find that goddamn hilarious. That is horrifically funny. Because some weapons, after a blink bolt, can immediately attack during a blink bolt, so I want to find one that will resonate with the weapon so well, and the armor, just to make it just devastate. I gotta see how much damage I could do to this guy. 200 for a blink bolt. I look like a psychopath. Okay. But yeah, the claws I was using earlier, they weren't even fully upgraded. It's like, oh. Oh shit, how much damage can these things do with Blink Bolt now? I did 200 and something to the enemy player. I blink bolted into him for 200 damage. That's insane. Wait a minute. I don't know if this will work or not, but I'm gonna go give it a shot. Can I actually power up my next hit and blink bolt into an enemy for even more damage? Because people don't realize your weapons also give you defense and poise. So, depending on your weapons. So what if I... If I power up my weapon and then blink bolt into an enemy, how much will that do? Because it powers up my next hit, but a blink bolt counts as a hit. Like, if I do this... and then blink bolt, what does that do? Power it up. Blink bolt. $477. Okay, so you can't it doesn't do anything really, because I was doing about 500, almost 500 without it, and I gave up one of my damage talismans for the infinite FP that it would require. But Blink Bolt doesn't need infinite FP, because when you run out of FP with Blink Bolt, it just turns you into a Naruto run, and you do damage while you're doing that. And it's hilarious. I love it. It's hilarious because as long as you're running into the enemy without Blink Bolt, any FP with Blink Bolt, you'll keep doing damage while you're running into them till, you know, it stops running. Which is funny to watch. And Blink Bolt, sadly, can only go forward. So it's really hard to control that shit. So I should change it out for something more productive. Oh, I could give it parry. Golden Bow? Nah. I already got Blink Bolt's lightning. I don't need another. So I do this, drink this, do this. $573, that worked. That worked, 573. I'm doing a shit ton of damage now with Blink Bolt. Damn it. This works, by the way. I gave myself extra damage. Oh, that slam. But that worked. That roar gave me extra 500 damage with... I bolted into him for 572. So Blink Bolt does get buffed by roars. So wait, skills, if I do that, if I use that talisman with my roar, then I should get even more damage output, right? But doing 500 damage near 600 Blink Bolt is insane. That alone can kill a player in 4 hits, right? Most average player has 1,900 health if they level up in vigor. Enhances roars and breath attacks. I don't know if that roar is a roar considered a charge spell or skill. What you got here? Jig. Okay. I'm gonna summon these two. So now if I used this weapon right here to use my roar, which is a gigantic spike in my damage. Yeah, 1,148 and 1,141.
Hey!
This keeps my damage up. I have 69 in my bare hands. Nice. My bare hand damage is 69. So, I drink this. Roar. Then go in. Trying to kill Sonic the Hedgehog over here. Ah, I tried to blink bolt out of that. Gotta refresh. Uh-oh. I have a backup health bar. Yeah, that's insane. But no, apparently that doesn't power up what I need. Equipment-wise, this roar didn't do shit for me. But Shard of Alexander did buff my bolt. Let me try this and this again. That little hippo gives you quite a bit of health. Oh, wow. Yeah, they were pretty good. They knew not to just stand in there and take it. Blink Bolt with these are insane. I kind of like them. Fuck, what the hell? Yeah, he got me. That twin blade has 3 different status effects, by the way. But I could blink bolt and slash into an enemy like that. It's okay. Doesn't feel visceral enough, though. The bleed buildup is way too slow. Though everything is very weak to lightning. Well, yeah, it works. It does a shit ton of damage. And Blink Bolt doesn't really do much damage. It's like Quick Step and whatnot. But for some reason, the Briar Armor takes Quick Bolt and says, I'm going to crank it up to 400%. Let me just crank the dial here real quick and just unload. Wait, why can't I... Is there a summoning thing here that I'm not aware about? Because it won't let me use the multiplayer thing. It's like, where's the button? Where's the thing that allows it? They're supposed to be. You know, they don't need these things in here. These things are kind of dumb to have in here. Yeah, but that roar is actually really good. Having a roar with Blink Bolt is actually really nice. I gotta find a weapon that can use Blink Bolt to its full advantage. I don't want to use my lady. I'm not like everyone else. I don't like to use the same thing as everyone else likes to use. I believe you can Blink Bolt with a greatsword into someone, and it'll stun them long enough. What's the least used greatsword in the game? That can let me use an Ash of War, that is. My own personal Ash of War. There's a shit ton of greatswords in here. Like, the least used weapons, I kind of want to see what happens. It would help if it's a bleed weapon, though. Seems like really could use the bleed effect. Has anyone actually used this sword? Everyone and their grandmother uses katanas, so I'm not gonna copy paste that. Blink bolting into someone with the twin blades. That might work. One of my favorite weapons is the butcher knife. Flails might get a kick out of the blink bolt. Spears could probably use it for the poke. Yeah, so many things could use it, but it only benefits from the briar armor. Everyone and their grandmother has used these things. Yeah, I'm trying out different weapons with blink bolt to see which one would actually benefit the most out of it. Power stancing does give you a little more oomph, but damn, I'm heavy loaded now. Whoa. That actually went into something. Why does that feel like it's not supposed to be that light? This is Radon's sword, isn't it? Ugh. Hey, big boy, come here. I need to test something out on you. Huh. This is a +0 weapon, by the way. This is a +0 weapon. There's been no improvements. Huh. Well, that can insta-kill, I guess, if I push him off the edge. Hey, big boy, come here. I need to test something on you. Go on, power up. Yeah, I know it's slow. I don't like that. I find that not so nice. That is really slow. I mean, it's not powered up or anything, because apparently I'm not... For some reason, my bolt's not doing shit for damage anymore. Did you notice that? From 400 to 24? So yeah, that weapon does not benefit from it. What about this? Would this benefit from it? Well, it was almost hitting 1,000. You gotta remember I was bolting into him first, so technically it was 1,000. This thing I haven't seen hardly used at all, so maybe quick bolt might benefit. And this one is a non-powered up one? I thought I could have swore I had a powered up one. Okay, that actually is nice. Okay, that one actually benefited from the speed up into the enemy. Apparently, though, dash bolt for some reason does not benefit off of off a weapon that's two-handed. It was benefiting pretty well off of because you saw me doing like 500 with it. So what was making it to have that effect? What caused it to hit over 400? And now it's not doing anything. Was it because I was power stancing? Is that it? Was it the power stance effect? Let me try to turn it on my plus 25. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the power of the weapon that holds back that weapon's capability with dash bolt. If it's power stancing that's required, then that's interesting. From my 0 to my plus 25. I know Millicent's prosthesis is not activating either. Bro, you gonna come down or just stare at me? I get I'm fucking sexy, but damn. There it goes. You bitch! So the weapon's power affects the bolt itself. Depending on how strong your weapon is, determines how strong the dash bolt's gonna be, along with how powerful, along with the armor set. So because of the Briar armor causes a weird bug, and the more powerful your weapon level is, the more damage you do. Oh, you like my whole screaming while falling to plummeting to my doom? Yeah, cartoonish, I know. You did flick my ass down pretty hard. It did do a decent amount of damage, though. No, it's fine. I was laughing, too. I found it funny. My god, why do people apologize? I already apologize enough as is to exist, let alone... 519 damage! I bolted into him for 519! What's the number just from the bolt alone? 499. 499. That's a... Huh. Huh. So yeah, your weapon level and the Briar armor with Blink Bolt equals massive damage. Because Blink Bolt itself is gonna get near 500 fucking damage output. That is a level of what the fuck I didn't know was possible. If anything's weak to lightning, it's gonna feel it. And since everything in this game seems to have weakness to lightning, it's probably one of the most powerful weapon combos. And armor sets. Oh, damn, I just got flashbanged. My eye is twitching. Did he just say fuck off with that? I thought I dodged. Interesting. So my weapon level does determine how much power output that bolt does. That's probably why I thought that... Maybe that's why I thought that the hand-to-hand is probably the best bet for Dash Bolt. for the fact that you can get into someone's face and just start unloading a flurry of attacks. Not to mention, if you power stance the hand-to-hand stuff like the claws and whatnot, you can have your roar on top of your dash bolt, giving you an even larger amount of damage when you bolt into an enemy. And you're only allowed to do this high damage because of the armor effect of this armor. Without it, dash bolt's not going to do diddly shit. Let's see, there's this weapon. One of my favorite weapons in the game is this, the butcher's knife. I just like how it looks. Because lightning and unholy on the final boss ain't gonna do shit. Is this more damage output? Yeah, 1,358. How the hell is this more damage output? It's my plus 24 version, so it is the strongest I can have. Depending on who I face, this weapon could either slap or look like a wet noodle. I love how bro's sitting here like, I don't give a fuck. Against a player, though, he'll probably dodge. But because of my armor, though, I might get a chance to stun them long enough to swing. Blink Bolt seems to be better as a power stance weapon, though. It seems power stancing Blink Bolt is the best bet out of them all. For the fact you can, you know, pop in and then get yourself a damage buff. And you can use Golden Order on one hand, or Golden Vow on your left hand, and Blink Bolt with your right, and go in swinging. Just straight up damage. And that's why it would be good to have a bleed weapon, because if you just power yourself up pure damage wise, and the bleed's the after effect of you, well, going to town. So, I have so many weapons to work with here. It's kind of ridiculous. You currently have this one equipped, and I can tell. So stuff like this would get the most benefit, because it's bleed. Blink bolt on the golem fists? Oh. These are both plus 24, so let me just grab those. I will not be using the Patars because I'm not a goddamn loser. I refuse to use meta garbage that needs to be goddamn nerfed. It doesn't have to be lightning. It just has to be there. And this could be extra bleed. Giving me a nice bloody punches. So when I do this, I get a damage buff to my outright blink bolt as a whole. I'll get a damage buff. And it stays active for quite a while. I believe there's a defense buff too. Yeah, that did give me yeah, that power stancing blink bolt is probably the best way to go about it. You get the most damage, you're already in their face, and if you start swinging immediately, it ends up in your favor. That means people who love hand-to-hand, dry leaf, and Dane's footwork can roar for a damage buff, go to your blink bolt set and bolt in and just start punching and kicking. The only problem is hand-to-hand is slower than the actual punching gloves that I'm using, which is interesting. So you switch over to this, to one hand, to give myself a nice fatty yo. Switch over back to dual wielding. Find this bastard here and excuse me, please. I do love how my rolls can actually stop smaller enemies from attacking me. You little shits! I'm too close now. I gotta open the door. There we go. Welcome to my domain, little bitches. Yeah, that's fast. It feels nice. Pay attention to the damage, though, output, just from the blink bolt alone. 432. 432. 432. 400, 432, 432, 449. Oh, it goes up. It stacks. That's nice. That's fun. Yeah, Blink Bolt is... I want that weapon, but they won't add it in because it's too hard to program it. Yeah, Fire Knights still hurt though. Which is funny because normally they're weaker to lightning. Wearing all metal like that. Are those motherfuckers like 8 feet tall? Because there's no way they're 6 feet tall, because I guess the Tarnish is like 5'10", 5'11", and those guys are fucking towering over you. They're well above 6 foot. But yeah, Blink Bolt can only do what that extra 500, 400 damage with the Briar armor. I've tried it without. Eoing? What the hell is eoing? Oh, annoying. Okay, I got it. I figured it out. He's saying annoying. Annoying. So yeah, these have blood buildup, but it has shit for blood buildup. So I need to find a weapon. I don't know what weapon would be great for it. Since the weapon itself needs to be powered up to get the full effect of the weapon, to get the full damage output, it's better to power stance it so you can get the extra damage from one weapon. And it's good to have a bleed option. Huh. You think some of these weapons would be bleed weapons by the way they look, but they're not. Technically, all weapons should be bleed weapons because you're whacking the crap out of people until they, die. People are like, oh, look, it has spikes. That must mean it bleeds. It's like, what? How do you get that process of elimination? For shits and giggles, I want to test something. Let me just swing my balls around real quick. So, I do this. Come on, little guy. These are unpowered up ones, so I'm not going to get a lot out of it. Whoa, that's a multi-hit? Whoa! Do the slide. That's different. And the damage ran out. Interesting. I technically have to power this up if I want to see the full effect, though. Oh, fork. Whoa. That might not be safe for YouTube. I won't tell if you won't. This is breaking the shit out of their poise, though. I need those ruins, please. I just need these and I'll be on my way. I just need them so I don't have to break any more of my piggy bank to get to the... Crap, he's following me, isn't he? These aren't powered up yet. I'll come back to beat your ass with them later. That's interesting. I noticed that flails get to keep their bleed buildup untouched if I change its element. That's interesting, to say the least. I guess flails are so not used that no one's bothered to break them. Now if I power these up to plus 24, they will give me more damage output for Blink Bolt. Because apparently it's weapon level based, on top of the armor needed. Want to get through here and figure my way out this way. I think I can get out of there quickly. But yeah, Blink Bolt is the weapons level of your weapon plus 24, 20. You're gonna hit in the hundreds, but you won't be able to do it at all unless you're wearing the Briar armor, which counts as a whole fucking weapon in itself. The Briar armor is what's causing the damage to be outputted so high. Because if you tried it without the Briar armor, you're just going to get a couple 10, 20, 30 mostly. But Briar armor seems to change that fact. Like that, see? The Briar armor literally just says 577 damage. What? Yeah, depending on the weapon, seems to change what you're able or allowed to do. What you reading? You're nasty. Ignore that. Don't say bless you, I get cursed. My family doesn't do well with blessings. We're the opposite. Black cats are lucky, like Adam's family style for us. We don't do well with blessings. Yeah, flails don't get as punished as bad. Holy hell. I really wonder what this will do to a player. I gotta get to here though and come this way on the bridge. I forget how to get to here though. Is it like the 3rd floor, 4th floor? Which floor am I supposed to be on to go there? Oh yeah, that's another thing for your spirit summons, I believe. Hmm. I am finding the claws to be the most aggressive thing so far. Beast claws and regular metal claws seem to be one of the best options. I'm never gonna recommend the petars because those things are just busted. Gonna wiggle my nuts around. Hey baby, you wanna play with my metal balls? They just dangling. Gotta see what this will do to a player.
Hey! Hey!
Is he using the mud lady? $105, huh? He must have a high resistance to... Oh, he's using just a greatsword. Yeah. So 100 and... just 100 and something damage for that. The flails are not exactly the best weapon for us to be using. Go figure. But yeah, 102 damage for a bolt into a player? It's not bad. That's actually pretty decent, actually. Not to mention, I could probably do more damage if I wore the helmet on top of that. If I wore my helmet, I probably would get a little more damage output from it. But then I'd be extremely vulnerable to lightning more than ever. Which outright sucks. Surprisingly, this is not going to give me much physical defense, but elementally I'll be fine. The roar does give me more damage, though. I mean, they look nice on me. Blink Bolt, though, doing so much damage is kind of funny. No, I think it would be funny if a player died to lightning, they just go and then fall over all stiff from being electrocuted.
Hey!
Congratulations, you spam. No one likes a walking tampon move. Rivers of tampon. Bro thinks he's good because he's using the meta weapons. You know that's weaker than the katana, which is bleed, right? Like Rivers of Blood at home is stronger. Bleed build-up anyways. My Blink Bolt did do over 100 damage again. These claws are powerful, but they don't give you the agility like the beast claws do, though. I find that weird.
Hey! Hey!
I'm getting like a decent amount of damage. Why did I just walk into that? Yeah, over 100 damage on a player though, that's still better than nothing actually. That's really good. So yeah, Blink Bolt can do quite a bit of damage just because you're going right into the enemy. Oh, my mom's home. So I guess that'll probably be the end of my stream after a little bit more testing. But yeah. The only thing I don't like about these beast claws is when you go to do something, he takes them off. And you don't get to see the gauntlets that he's wearing, which makes me a little sad because I was hoping to see the claws on your guy. You know, where you could see the beast claws on your armor set instead of your bare hands, which is not cool. I don't like that.
Hey!
Yeah, sorry about that. I was being distracted. My mom just threw applesauce at me. Applesauce. My mom opened the door and just hurled applesauce at me for some reason. She's like, here you go. Maybe hand-to-hand combat martial arts, dry leaves would be better. I don't know. Because dry leaf doesn't have any bleed effect, right? It's not going to give me bleed or frost. I'll have to apply that myself. But with the way my thing is built, it shouldn't matter? See, I got Bloodhound Step there. Because Blink Bolt is determined by your weapon's level, so... Why am I going the long way? I should go the short way. There we go. And then this one will be, I don't know, this, I guess. With bleed. And then I equip Lightning Bolt. And my fist. I can blink bolt at my enemy, start punching.
Hey!
Well, if you didn't use the cheap shit, dude, you probably would look a lot better. Everyone and their grandmother uses a katanas, we all know it. Try something different. Try something that's not on the list of meta OP weapons. Yeah, I was trying to get some health back, but that health steal thing is just god-awful. Not only is it slow, but you have to build around it so it works. Should probably go for something a little more. I mean, it's nice that I actually had the damage output then. Cold would probably be better. Because cold puts it all at C's and this is a EC. You know what I don't get about this helmet? This helmet is literally just you wearing metal. The same bottom part though. It's the same as this, just with a mask and a wig. I'm not joking, it really is.
Hey!
Oh, I thought I had my palm strike. Never mind. He's just using the meta stuff. Oh, how boring. Yeah, there's some things that are just like, oh, well, use this to the game because it's OP powerful, and I keep running into that way too much. We call those NPC gamers. Well, what NPC wannabe gamers anyways, because you look it up online and you just copy paste. No originality to your build. It's kind of sad. Just put on highest poise you can and then swing with heavy weapon, and that's all the brain can function past. I do like how you wear the dry leaf and it shows you your gauntlets, though. You don't show your bare hands when you use those. Not like the claw. The beast claw is so weird. It'd be so good if it didn't have to hide, didn't have it take it off anytime I wanted to use a grace or something.
Hey!
My delete button. Palm strike is just delete button. I still love palm strike, but that is broken shit right there. I don't like using it because it feels cheap, but sometimes you just want to have that delete button. Because palm strike, the way palm strike, for some reason, will just do about 2,000 damage on a player. It's just it's like fucking bug off, bitch, kind of button. And it does feel cheap to use. I really do not like using it, but you're leaving me no choice. Okay, I do have a choice, but still. All I do is charge it up in my palm and then release with a big ass blast. And if you're in the radius, say goodbye to 2000 HP. And not to mention, you get mega hyper armor of 900 poise. Breaking through that shit, you better proc a status element fast.
Hey!
Get deleted. Fuck. I feel like shit, but that guy's been pissing me off for the last 4 fights. So I'm just like, you know, you want to play meta bullshit? I'll show you meta bullshit. You know the AoE of that fucking range of that thing is the equivalency of the... What do you call that blade where you stab it in the ground and a big area of effect happens where you get hit with the the red flames of death? Yeah, it's that big. The palm strike is that big. So the only way to dodge it is either come at me and roll behind me before I can palm strike. Which, I mean, if you're coming at me and I see you're about to get behind me, I'll just release palm strike anyways. For lesser damage, but it still does the job. Also, palm strike does get a damage buff from Briar armor. Yeah, Briar armor also buffs it. It's only an extra 50 damage, but...
Hey!
You know. Goodbye. You're not the only one with a single hit. It's like, you're not the only one that can one-shot. You almost one-shotted my ass with that. But yeah, you need that weapon for that. Yeah, Blink Bolt is great, and then, well, you can Blink Bolt, go into a... Well, technically, if you Blink Bolt into an enemy, it gives you a damage boost because of the talismans. And then all you do is charge up your palm strike and watch the enemy go, goodbye. Because 900 poise is ridiculous. The 900 poise is like stupid. Palm strike should not be 900 poise given to you. But they did it because the fact that you're standing there charging for like 3 business days to release an attack that you can dodge by running forward towards your opponent and rolling behind them. And they have a cooldown of 3.2 seconds, which means you can get a backstab. If you see someone charging a palm strike, run at them and roll behind them as quick as you can. Hopefully they don't release early.
Hey!
Okay, fine. You want to play this way? Let's go. You want to play with shit? I'll give you shit. Still, manners are manners, regardless. That's what I mean, like, he knew to get behind me as fast as possible and try to get a backstab, but I released early. Turning around and just pretty much just went, how does my hand smell? Good, because I wiped my ass with it. It's like, yeah, palm strike is so stupidly overpowered. They could knock down the damage by a bit. Just by a bit. I think by a couple hundred. It'll still get the job done doing 1,000 damage. But doing like 1,900 to 2,000? Holy hell. Not to mention, my palm strike is doing ice damage on top of it. What can I say? What can I say except for fuck you? Take my palm strike to your face. I could do more damage, by the way, with palm strike. There's a talisman that can boost that even further. The charge talisman.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm not going to use Palm Strike on someone who's doing something original. I'm only going to use Palm Strike on those who try to use meta bullshit. And she's doing something different. I like it. She's using the forward thrusting Ash of War with a spear. Or a halberd. That I respect. So I'm going to fight you with what I got. I didn't notice that I did more damage with that talisman, so does that count as a charge? Godfrey's icon powered up Dash Bolt by 20 extra damage. Does Dash Bolt count as a charged as well as a dashing attack? That's interesting. Did not think that would be a thing. Kicks and stomps though, why not punches? Does this even power up my hand-to-hand? I mean, there's one way to tell, but... Question, is my fucking build light loaded right now? I'm in a light load? When the hell did that happen? When did I become light loaded? Huh? What? When did that happen? When did I become light load? I don't understand. How? When? Where? Why? Huh? I was not planning this to be a light load. I planned it on being a medium load. But it came out light loaded. I'm so confused how that happened. When did this build become a light load build? I just changed my helmet.
Hey!
See what I mean? Nice slash though. See, that's the original. That's an original build. I like that. He uses Bloody Slash along with Blood Flame Blade to give himself an instant 220 bleed buildup. I'm not kidding. Blood Flame Blade on top of Bloody Slash equals like around 200 build up for bleed. It is awesome, actually. But at least it's original. And he knew how to dodge my attack when you saw it. But yeah, I did not plan on this being a light build. That kind of threw me for a loop here. Since I'm light build, if I put on this talisman, it will give me more. People don't know, but the dancer's talisman, the blue thing, right? I just equipped. The blue dancer charm, it's not based off your equipment load number, it's off the light, medium, and heavy load. You get a max of, you get the full damage buff if you're light loaded, 10% if you're medium loaded, and 5% damage increase if you're heavy loaded. And it's the reverse with the heavy load talisman. It's not based off the actual number itself.
Hey!
115, huh? Getting over 100 damage with that alone is kind of fun. I wish they didn't use greases though, because in a duel you're not supposed to use any consumables. It's just how duels are ruled. Duels are no consumables. You kind of do an emote at the beginning, like a handshake, and then you fight. I mean, that's the only two rules I know of. Some people say that hard swapping's bad, but that's up for debate. Now, I'm going to take a lot of lightning damage because of this damn thing. I could put on a talisman that just increases my defense towards lightning and the other status elements. I'm getting pretty good damage output on this thing.
Hey!
I can palm strike to this and he knows it. Okay. Bro knows he could have took me out. I was just gonna try a palm strike to the pillar is all. Because it can go through the pillar. And then he gave up on me immediately, knowing full well he would have won. I don't understand that logic. I was just gonna try to palm strike you through a pillar. It wasn't the end of the fucking world that I tried to be clever. Bro, it's not that big. It's not that, you don't have to think that hard. It's not that big of a deal. See if I can get more damage out of quality. Instead of actually producing the lightning effect. This hand's producing frost buildup. This is doing nothing but giving me a dash. Though if I wanted to, I could put frost on that fist too and just go for a quick stepping frost build that has a big ass bitch slap pimp slap. No, seriously, I can go with quick step instead and just start punching.
Hey!
I hate that sword. Its hitbox can get behind the player too, so you can't roll past him. It roll catches. So you can't even jump it either. Because when he swings left and right, it has a hitbox behind him. That's why I hate that sword. The hitbox is just not fair. You think you dodge the first one, but no, his whole body's a hitbox at that point.
Hey!
Thank you for playing, and now fuck off. I may be weak to lightning, but the hyper armor that fucking palm strike gives you is ridiculous. They can cut the hyper armor in half, and you'll still be well enough to go through a full palm strike. Yeah, it is 900 poise when you palm strike. When you're charging it, it's 900 poise they have to chip away at. Try to chip away at 900 poise is ridiculous. Even the main bosses of the game, even Consort Radon can't break that poise. Even when he's flailing at you, you can still palm strike him. And it's like, huh? That's a bit ridiculous, don't you think? Just standing there, closing your finger one by one, grinning, you're like, I'm about to fucking bitch slap ya. With my money!
Hey!
You wanna play hyper armor? Fine, let's play hyper armor. You wanted to play hyper armor. He wanted to play hyper armor. I play hyper armor too. I'm like, okay. Let me just rip out your health bar out of your ass cheek. Give me that ass. Palm strike is so overpowered. It's so stupid. I've actually palm striked a boss through a wall to death. You know that boar guy that rides his boar, that one boss? I just palm striked him through a wall till he died. It was stupid. So stupid. Not to mention my version of, my build's version of, Palm Strike is a frost one, so when I Palm Strike, it builds up frost damage. So I can proc frost on you while I'm Palm Striking you, instantly killing you if it procs. So that sounds like bullshit, doesn't it? Just like, here, let me just Palm Strike you. Up, you shattered into ice cubes. Yay. Fuck. Let me just get an extra 20% more damage.
Hey! Hey!
You brought it on yourself by whipping out that sword. You didn't need to whip out that sword. Tiny one. I get what I need out of it. Yeah, see what I mean by frost buildup? I don't have to go full all out. If I proc frost during a palm strike, it's going to increase the damage by 20%. So if I wanted to, I can do a Bloodhound Step on my right hand with frost and my left hand palm strike and just hold down my palm strike until you die. But then if I run out of FP, I could do a fun little Naruto run into you doing damage. And it's hilarious. I love it. The only problem is I had to wear out all my FP to do so. But I have too much FP. My weakness is so heavily lightning. Why am I not changing that talisman so I can have more defense in my lightning defense? Why am I not changing that out? I don't know, I'm a dumbass, I guess.
Hey!
Well, while we're waiting for him. He just stood there and went blah, 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 blah. Bro, because I used a pillar to try to get a sneaky palm strike doesn't mean you have to throw a fucking childish bitchy fit. Seriously, die on your feet like a man. I would have lost, but I would have gone down swinging. Because my balls are bigger than grapefruits. But hairier than kiwis. He was throwing a tissy fit. He was a child being a child because I tried to use a palm strike through a pillar and he didn't want to play that way, so he was gonna go commit seppuku. I don't get it.
Hey!
I want to use this all up real quick, sir. See what I mean by the tricky? Let me finish! Okay, there we go. Run! Run at you! I'm gonna run at you! 28 damage with no FP, huh? Okay, there we go. So yeah, the lightning effect is what's giving you all the damage with the armor. Without it, you're not gonna do much damage. You need the FP or it's not gonna work. I think she finally figured out I was trying to just drain my FP bar. What does a palm strike do without FP though? A lot of damage or not that much? It's like, I go to Coliseum to either win a duel or test out some weaponry. Or something I want to test out. Like, Dash Bolt is, yeah, definitely your weapons level on top of the FP consumption and the armor set. So as long as the armor set is on you, wearing Briar armor, you're going to do damage in a large quantity. The FP is going to give you a multiplier, apparently, on top of all the other other things you have.
Hey!
That is aggressive. I'm doing damage just by being near his ass. See, he got out the petars! He got out the fucking petars! He's so bad! He had to whip out the fucking shitty ass petars! I was trying to kill him with Dash Bolt, and he has to whip out the shitty fucking wannabe gamer petar. That thing is the most broken ass bitch weapon in the game. You lose all gamer credibility using those fucking things. If anything, she should cut the damn things by 90% down. Because they have a longer range than most katanas. It is the worst weapon you could be caught playing with. If anyone catches you playing with that shit, you are a laughingstock. Now, if you're doing PvE, yeah, have fun with those. But PvP, dude, there's a level of, oh my god, you pulled those out. You really did that, huh? You will be judged harshly. I can't believe he whipped those damn things out. Oh, how sad. Huh. I'm gonna see if I could heal from Dash Bolt. If I could heal while Dash Bolting, oh dear. That may be game over. If you can heal when you Dash Bolt, would be a fucking insane thing. My hand-to-hand is both 25, so if I have dash bolt on a plus 25 weapon on top of my Dean's footwork. Yeah, don't ever catch yourself using those patas. The pata is literally gamer suicide for your cred. I would never be caught dead with those. Ugh, the milady. Ugh. Everyone resorts to my milady. It's like being a stealth archer in Skyrim. There's like katanas, milady, patas. Patas are the worst offenders. You can have dual-wielding nakibas. Not nakibas, but those... what are they? They're spears that have the only ones that have slicing. If you dual wield them, they're overpowered. Yeah, Patars are worse than those. What are those called again? I forget. And this one, get Palm Strike because fuck it. With ice. Yeah, power stancing Dean's footwork with dry leaf gives you a third combat style of fighting. There's 3 different ways to fight in hand-to-hand combat, and depending on the way you set up your thing with the... If you put the dry leaf on your left hand and your Dean's footwork on your right, on your primary, you'll get a third fighting style outright. Yeah, don't get caught with the patas, whatever you do.
Hey!
You're in my range, bitch. I won? Where's my health? I have 1 HP. Okay, Jocklar, thanks for chatting. Yeah, I think I'm about to get off myself pretty soon because... Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I forgot to check and see if that heals me because I was too busy trying to fucking avoid Mr. Greatsword. Was that a greatsword or a colossal sword? It sounded like a colossal sword. No, at least he was using something different. I gotta give him credit for that. He's not using the fucking meta garbage. He's trying to poke me with his actual poking stick, but I can't believe I won with 1 HP. That was insane. Because you see, Dash Bolt will activate this. Dash Bolt itself will activate Rotten Wings Sword Insignia for some reason. Why? I don't know. It will. But yeah, you guys could try this out with Dash Bolts. Blink Bolt with Briar Armor does a lot of damage. Depending on your weapon's level too. The higher your weapon's level is, the more damage you're going to do. In PvP, you're seeing that I'm doing over 100 damage dash bolting into the enemy with variety of weapons. And some might get staggered because of the armor, the Briar Armor, and that gives you another swing to hit again. And that it gets powered up by quite a few talismans. And PvE, though, on the other hand, you're going to do well into 500 damage. Which is nothing to sneeze at. That is an enormous amount of outright damage. But the fact I figured out how to get Briar Armor to work in this game, you can try to use Quick Step and Bloodhound Step with the Briar Armor. You're going to get 20, 30, 50, maybe 100 damage out of it too. But it takes more effort out of you to do so. Bloodhound Step becomes Quick Step if you run out of FP. Still does damage though.
Hey!
Oh, if it isn't the petard loser. Yeah, put away your petard. I've got to see if I can heal off of this. Nope. Put away the petards, you wannabe. Don't use those until they nerf them or something, because they are just broken beyond recognition. I'll show you the weapon that everyone despises. If you power stance this weapon, you're gonna get so much hate. You'll probably be blocked by 90% of the player base for using it. Patar, the P-A-T-A, Pata, that is one of them that's gonna get you banned from the ever playing multiplayer ever again. Because people will just block you themselves, and you'll never see another player online again. There's apparently a list of people who use certain weapons, and they're blocked from playing multiplayer, and they just don't get to see no one anymore in PvP. You think it is a bit of an extreme, but people really don't like it. The weapons you want to avoid, power stancing them, or just using them outright. The second worst one to ever be caught using is way down here. If I could find it, it's a bit of ways down. It's easy to get, and it's quite powerful and causes bleed. So people power stance it. This one right here. Cross Naganatas. Cross Naganagas. If you power stance the Cross Naganatas, you will get hate. If you single use it, not so much. They don't mind it. But the worst offender of all the weapons in the game is this one right here. This weapon is ridiculous. its range is way too long for a fist weapon. It has impaling thrust. You can change its Ash of War to give it bleed. Now, if they made it Ash of War just to impaling thrust and nothing else, most people will probably no longer use it. They use it because you can give it an Ash of War and break it. You can break the patah. But then you're going to see everyone block you from ever playing with them ever again. And then you will be left in a ghost town, watching all the players have fun while you were just blacklisted. I avoid this weapon with a passion because I know better. This weapon is the #1 offender in the game of all the weapons. And the cross is the second worst, but people don't mind it if you, long as you don't power stance it. Other than that, it seems no one else gives a care about any other weapon, really. It's just annoyances with some of them. So just be careful not to get caught with the wrong weapon, since there seems to only be 2 that will get you blacklisted from the player base. And that is never a good thing. Last thing you want to do is end up blacklisted. And go, where's everyone? Why can't I play with anyone? It's like, bro, they left your ass. Why do I have a sacred butcher? What the hell? Butchering knife? Sacred butchering? What? There's 3 types of butchering knives? I don't ever remember picking up the sacred butchering knife. I remember getting the butchering knife. But a sacred butchering knife? There was 3 types of butchering knives in this game? Huh? Huh. Neat. Yeah, so you just make sure you don't get caught using those 2 weapons. Those are probably the only 2 that I believe will get you just blocked. That and cheating. You will get blocked for cheating, but they have anti-cheat systems that will just put you with other cheating players. And then you'll never have fun again because your account from your system is the one that gets put there. So even if you make, I believe if you make a new character and delete all your old save, they'll let you play again. But if they catch you cheating again, they just put you in there for good. And that doesn't seem, that does seem fair, they are cheating. But forever? I don't know. Maybe not forever. Maybe if you could show that I deleted all my characters, I started over in the new account, there's no cheating, and then they can let you out. But I believe they ban your console number or your PC number. They actually put that into the system so you can't get out of the jail. You get to play with a bunch of cheaters, cheating as well as you are, and that's no fun. What's the point of playing with other cheaters? I guess that's the point, really, is to punish you.
Hey! Hey!
I'm doing damage by just dashing into him and rolling. 132 damage. He's probably confused on... I healed a little bit. I wonder if you did see that, right? He did stop moving for a second there, like looking at it, that damage total I did when I just went by him. Yeah, Swaddling Cloth doesn't give you a damage buff if you pass through it. Does not give you a healing factor. I was hoping it would because one of the talismans will activate every time you use that Ash of War and give you a damage buff upon dashing into an enemy or through an enemy. Every time. And that one is right here. I think Rotted Insignia, I believe, is the one that gives you a damage buff upon contact through Bolt. Blink Bolt will give you a damage buff, which stays. So after you Blink Bolt, you can punch and kick, and in doing so gives you extra more damage. And since I'm using Ice as my weapon, my damage choice with my left hand, I'm going to do some Ice and Lightning, throwing some Ice and Lightning punches. Which means if you have low lightning, which everyone does, it's gonna hurt. On top of building up freeze.
Hey! Hey!
Watch when I bolt into, if I bolt into this person. If I can't. Did I get the wrong Ash of War? I'm not the wrong Ash of War, the wrong Talisman?
Hey!
Because one of them will automatically buff my damage. I've seen it happen. Every time I did a bolt into someone or something, it gave me a damage boost. Temporarily, of course. But it did give me a damage boost nonetheless. For the short period of time. And then I kept it if I kept swinging afterwards. It's one of the consecutive hit talismans. If it's not Rotted Insignia, is it the prosthetic? Because I remember doing it. I gotta test that out until I get it done right. Yeah, that gets me in the heavier weighted ones, but then I could just do this. Since apparently the big boy ones, these ones, are nerfed depending on your stats. If your stats are over 10.000, those talismans won't give you the full benefit, only about 10% of it. So yeah, there's that. So if I wear the one that's gonna give me the 15%, I'll get the full 15%. Or the big one gives you a 20%. So yeah. Woo! One more time. Let's see if I can get this to work. I'm doing over 100 damage though, bolt dashing into people. That is still impressive. Because most of the time you're like, oh, you're only going to get measly 10, 20 damage. I times it by 100%. I increased it by 100% damage.
Hey! Hey!
Hold still for a second. I said hold still, damn it. Yeah. Yeah, it does give you the damage boost for a short period of time. So you dash bolt into someone with the prosthesis, and then it will give you a damage buff, especially if you're striking after you dash bolted into them, and it'll damage buff you for consecutive hits, and it works. I believe the beast claws get the most benefit though. I've been finding the beast claws to get the most benefit out of a lot of these talismans, and still getting the charge bolt out of it. It's weird. Because you can give it quick step. And this is an ice fire. And if I dash into an enemy, for some reason, the thing's gonna work. It's just, Briar Armor is the only reason this is working. Because the Briar Armor gives you damage buff based off your dodges. Your roll dodges. But problem is, Quick Step, Bloodhound Step, and Blink Bolt all count as a roll dodge, which gives you iframes. So the game's like, there you go. That does damage now too. Problem is, Blink Bolt is a lot of damage upon impact. Which is interesting to say the least. And I think Beast Claws get the most benefit.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, that roundhouse hit. I just wish I could see people use other weapons than the same shit I see constantly. I did see someone try to use a flail. That was cool. I liked that. That was different. I did see a few people use different weapons, which was nice. But you, 90% of the time, you're going to see the same boring shit. Like, oh, yeah, you're using that. Yippee. Congratulations. You're an NPC. It's just a drag when you know that people can do better. Okay, I got a coupon. Burger King tonight. Yes. No dishes for me tomorrow. Um, 6 o'clock. Oh, that's an hour away, so let's make that cold. Let's make this fire? You see, the thing is, this Savage Claw is also a quick step move. A dash. Funnily enough, that is a dash, yes. Dashing attacks will work. You'll see, I'll show you. Since you dodge through an enemy, the armor will take effect as well. Any dodging that gives you iframes, such as backhand blades, work with this armor set as well, and you'll get extra damage output as you pass through an enemy. Blind spot and that one where you have your backhand blade, you go down and then you go through a person and it shows a bunch of waves. That gets a damage boost as well from this armor. How much? I don't know. I haven't tested that out yet. See, that's I haven't seen shield poke in a while, but she got frosted quick. That's what I mean by you see all the buffs that activated really rapidly on my claws? For some reason the beast claws will rapidly, and I mean really rapidly, gain those buffs. I don't know why, but they do. And I could show you backhand blades real quick. Since at 6 o'clock I have to go pick up dinner, which is Burger King. I don't mind Burger King. I always have coupons for like a $5 meal. A double bacon cheeseburger with a medium fry and a drink for $5.99. I have a coupon for that, so that's what I'm getting for dinner. My mom will probably get herself a nice bacon cheese melt with mushrooms. Making so many people drool, like, that sounds really good. It is. Let's see, backhand blades. Backhand blades, they do get buffed with this armor too. It's kind of stupid. That's blind spot. I need to take out a different weapon now. Ash of War. Swift Slash. You want to make Swift Slash potent again? And make it a bullshit weapon? Watch this shit. I'll show you something fun. I have to power it up real quick. But yeah, this armor will buff it. You're about to see something stupid. Look at the bleed build up. It's going up. Look at the bleed go up. It's going up by 2 every time I level up. Okay, now it's going up by 1. Okay, 92 bleed is its max ability. It's a charge attack and a dash attack. So if I want to, I could do this, and these talismans should work. And if I dash through someone, they're not going to feel so good. Because the armor I'm wearing also gives me damage output from passing through them. So yeah, you're about to see something stupid. I haven't been able to test it, but I'm pretty sure if it's been working with Blink Bolt, it'll work with Swift Slash. So I might bring Swift Slash back into the fold, since no one really uses it much.
Hey!
Yeah, she wasn't gonna let me do it. It takes forever to rev up. But if I can nail them in a Swift Slash, you'll see something. If I can. She bludgeoned me with a fucking mace. It's nice to see that mace get used, though. You don't see that mace very often anymore. But that thing can bleed you like a stuck pig. If anything, that mace is a great ice bleed weapon. You put ice on that mace with the bleed function, and you give yourself Ozbox armor, and you're gonna watch, and then use blood, flame blade, bleed flame on your mace. Well, I mean, then you can't have ice on it, but you know what I mean. You coat. Ugh, fuck! I got hiccups. You coat that base with a flaming bleed incantation, and hit someone with that fucking thing with Ozbox armor set. They'll insta-proc a bleed almost. Like 1 or 2 hits, you're gonna watch their blood just splatter all over. Yeah, these backhand blades are something else. Thank God they didn't give you a talisman that worked with it. Dash attacks, that's what that is. All quick steps and forward lunging is dash attacks. If I can get it to go off, you can see one hell of a damage show. That's why everyone uses blind spot with backhand blades, because they're, better with blind spot. But if you can get it to go off.
Hey! Hey!
See, it's so hard. Yeah, if you hold backwards, you'll back out of it and do that. I got her with my armor, not my weapon. So yeah, you could do damage with your armor while wearing this armor set. I love this armor set. It's just unique. And everyone's like, oh, you can't do nothing with it. It's only 10 damage if you roll. No, it's for quick step and dodging attacks. If you have anything that's literally dodging left and right and dashing around, that armor's gonna boost it by 100 or more. Maybe 20, 30 damage. For like the bare minimum if you have no FP, like I did. The FP is important. You need it to get the full function. But Dash Bolt doing 500 damage to a PvE boss, 150 to a player in PvP, just by me dashing into the fucker with Blink Bolt. That shows you the armor has a little bit of a something hidden about it. That it's for you moving around, dashing around, it's going to do damage because you're hitting them with your bob wire. That's all over your body. It's doing damage. Funnily enough, any status element on the weapon also transfers through your armor.
Hey! Hey!
Boom, just blood everywhere. Boom, backstep. Sidestep. Still, it's a nice move. Damn it. 155, huh? That's not bad. That's just from me gliding through. Not hitting with my weapon. Yeah. See, as long as you're dashing around, the Briar armor is gonna do its work. It's gonna do damage to anyone who touches you while you're dashing around. It's probably the best armor for you going around just dodging things. If you're gonna quick step, it's best to use Briar armor because then you know you're gonna get some freebie hits. Hell, you might stagger the fucker and decide, oh, time to punch, time to kick, time to slash, time to use whatever weapon I have because my armor itself staggered when I dodged into him. Or dashed into him to initiate the fight. It's a really good set of armor that people just said, oh, this is crap. And I'm like, no, it's not. Stop treating it badly. It's not that bad. It's actually very powerful. This is pretty heavy shit. I need something that can help. Yeah, that's right. This helps my claws. Because even the beast claws has its own dash, right? Where you dash, jump in the air, and you double slash, or you come down on the enemy from midair because you're airborne. It counts as a jump attack, by the way. That is a dash, and the armor will respond accordingly and do extra damage. Getting any free damage at all is good, but this is good free damage. This is 20, 50, 100 free. You're doing just pretty much what happens if you nick someone with your weapon, but you're getting it for just dodging around.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, she went electric, but she's not wearing armor that would benefit. She was taking damage attacking me. Did you see that? Every time she attacked me, she took 6 damage. So Briar Armor also has a passive of doing damage to enemies who attack you. Yeah, 6 damage ain't a lot, per se. And it's like, well, she's only taking 6 damage on you. You know when your health is really low and you can't heal, and you're like, oh god, I'm like 1 or 2 hits away. If he hits me, I'm dead. You wouldn't probably risk trying to attack someone who's going to do damage to you for attacking them. It's got this weird... It's a weird setup. Put on the jump talisman too, because this thing counts as a jump attack. The fact this counts as a jump attack is insane. This is a jump attack, a dash attack, a consecutive hit attack. It's also considered a... You have 1 frame of vulnerability.
Hey! Hey!
So... Yeah, I got bitch slapped. I don't even know if I did damage. I wasn't paying attention. I just watched myself get whirly dirled. It's nice to see different things though once in a while. I got so tired of certain weapons I was seeing constantly. The My Lady, my god, that went online by Waifu and Lost and the others that put it on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and all that on how powerful they were. I have not stopped seeing those bullshit weapons since. And it's like, does anyone here not go online just to look up a weapon build and then just copy it? Do you not try to do this on your own? Like, I want to try something, I want to try this weapon, I want to try all this stuff and see what I can do with it. Does anyone do that at all? Because, damn. 90% of the damn player base needs to...
Hey!
Where's your emote, bitch?
Hey!
Before... Damn! Yeah, I barely got a nick in edgewise because he was dodging me. Hand to hand's insane. 1 palm striking you could delete a fucker. But I've proven that enough. Yeah, but the fact you can get damage from passing by enemies while just wearing Briar armor. It's the only reason this is working is because Briar armor. The only reason these dashes are doing any damage. Other than that, I can't do shit with it otherwise. It's just a basic roll damage. Without that, you won't get shit for Blitz. Blitz Bolt won't get anything, really, for damage output. Because anything that's dashing through or past an enemy will get the full benefit. Like, backhand blades with Blitzbolt, I could show you that too. It does actually do something for it. I lose my bleed though, which sucks. Because bleed is way more useful. Which one is this? Hook claws? I'll take that one then. And if I blitzbolt into someone while doing these, while I dash into them, these things will proc and give me extra damage. So, hell, even backstepping, if you have the backstep talisman, let's say if someone's in your face, right, running right up to you, you backstep, Briar Armor will do damage. but you need the talisman for the backstepping to count as iframes. Pretty much anything with iframes will give you the Briar Armor's effect. You see 172 damage for bolting in. Yeah. But you see how much damage Blink Bolt did? Blink Bolt went in for 170 damage. That was not me swinging my sword. That was the armor impacting the enemy, giving him lightning damage. Because you get iframes. Maybe short iframes, but iframes nonetheless. Nonetheless, Briar Armor will activate upon iframe activation. Which means anything in the game that gives you iframes will give that armor an activation to do damage with that armor. Which means there's a talisman that you take extra damage, yes, but your backsteps become iframed. But you take a lot of damage though. I believe it's in here somewhere. Reduce damage taken from critical hits. Improves dodging rolls but increases damage taken. Enhances damage impact. Headshots. Improves backsteps but increases damage taken. Hornset view. I think this is all of them combined together. Yeah, but Hornset view, Crucible, Sacred for refinement, rot. Improves backsteps, increases damage taken at all times, aka gives iframes to your backsteps. And because of this talisman, when you jump backwards, you will do damage to your opponent. Because it grants you iframes. Which is neat, to say the least. I find that really neat. Because, you see, I'm actually doing more and more and more damage the more I practice and try things. The backhand blades are still a really powerful weapon. You could blink bolt into an enemy for some free damage, swing your blade or dodge, and get out of there. And the enemy still took that damage, and if you dodge out, they're going to take damage again from you getting out of the fight. So they just took damage, and all you did was pass through.
Hey!
Oh, not Weeb Cutter again. See? That thing is so bullshit. I hate that weapon. 128 damage just from dashing through. Yeah. I hate that weapon. But free damage is free damage. Bro, you have to use the fucking Weeb Cutter. I ain't the one that's dog shit here. Anyone can win with that sword. Hence why a lot of people stop using that sword. It's not frowned upon, but you'll just get that look like, ugh, that sword. No, you will get that look. I've had that look before. It's a look of disappointment and just hatred. It's like, you have to use that? Really? There's like 3 other great katanas you can use. Why that one? Weeb Cutter. Where Redditor mods use. Actually, my Redditor mods would probably use My Lady. Or would that be Discord? No, Reddit would use the My Lady. Yeah, that was doing decent damage. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Over 100 to do a bolt dash through someone. Ah, thank you for the stone. That was actually a compliment, believe it or not. They're like, that was nice. Yeah, but that was a compliment. That armor, though, be careful of that armor. You take extra damage with crits for some reason. I don't know if that's supposed to happen or not, but it does. Headshots give you a little extra ouchie. Yeah, but yeah, Briar armor. I believe people take a lot of things in this game and go, "Oh, this is trash. Don't use this." It's like, how is this trash? Do you know? Do you not know how to use this properly, or you just say it because it's trash because you don't know how to use it? Because there's no such thing as a trash weapon or armor in this game. It's all good. It just has some niches. Some things work in certain ways where other things are like, yeah, ain't gonna work out. It's a niche build. So it's not gonna give you the best thing you ever saw sauce and sliced bread. It's gonna be like, oh, I have to build it this way, huh? It's like, yeah. Like, even the butter knife in the game, those butter knife daggers, they're no joke. They can actually do a lot of fucking damage.
Hey! Hey!
See how I'm getting the buff every time I blast into the guy? Yeah, I'm getting the buff. Yeah, see, the talismans are activating every time I dash into them. For some reason, Blink Bolt can do that. And also, sadly, the you know the double axes where you blink and then do a spinny thing? Briar armor won't work for that, by the way. I tested it. The axe and the double axe will not work. Because that blink bolt is attached to the weapon in a way that it doesn't add the armor. Because I tried it, I blink bolt and spun and did no extra damage from the armor. Because apparently they're too far away for the armor to hit, where blink bolt itself, you're dashing into the enemy, smack dab, making out with them real quick, and then gut punching. Because with the Asha War blink bolt, you're in there and sticking your tongue in their mouth kind of distance. So it will activate the armor, but if you use the axe, blink bolt great axe, or the blink bolt dual wield power stance axe or whatever it is, it will not give you the buff from the armor. You have to be in their face or passing through them. So yeah, the armor is pretty much iframe based.
Hey!
Goodbye. Really? We traded damage. Free 108 damage. Freebie! I have like no HP left. Bitch, come on. Are you really gonna use your pocket pussy shit? Come at me. Yeah, there you go. You do not need your consumables. Consumables in a duel is a big no-no. Why do you think I don't drink my blue flasks after I run out of FP? Not because I can still use my move at half the power. It's because you're not supposed to use consumables in an honorable duel. That's how it's been since, you know, Demon Souls and all that. Since Invasions, when you had duels. If you chose a duel, no consumables are allowed. Of any kind. There's no consumables and you use what you can wield. Granted, that means incantations and spells are allowed, but once you're out of FP, oh boy, you better be ready. Yeah, this is buffing it. This is buffing it, this is buffing it, and this buffs it. All these talismans are giving it damage buffs. I'm just wondering what else can I use that would give me an edge up with this. Because it's interesting to see that. Because when I read that when I read the game, I read the game's code sometimes out of boredom, and it says that this armor, Briar armor, activates upon iframes.
Hey!
So if it activates on iframes, wouldn't that mean anything that has iframes? I'm just gonna get some damage out of that. Don't use consumables! God damn it! You ruined it! You ruined that awesome fight! Aw, man, he ruined it. He ruined such a good thing by tarnishing his own fucking skill. He could have won without that. It was pretty much one hit to one hit. We could have had such a great thing going until he fucking pulled out the pocket pussy shit. If you want to use your consumables, go to an invasion. I clicked duel. I didn't click pussy match. I clicked duel because I want an honorable duel. Your consumables did tarnish that. You had it too. All you had to do was whip out your magic or swing your axe. You had two of them. Man, that could have been such a good one. Then he dishonored it.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, see? You don't need your pocket pussy tools. Leave your consumables at home with your mommy. You could do just... That's NPC behavior right there. You could be better than that. If you click on duel, fight like a fucking man. Or woman with an actual pair. Tits or balls, it don't matter. Just don't be a consumable pussy in a duel. They're fucking duels. They're probably the only thing in the game that has a set of rules. I wonder if they got enough hyper armor and a palm strike to actually counter that smash on the ground. I kind of want to test it. Because if I could palm strike through a slam on the ground with that one axe, that'd be hilarious. I'll be like, oh yeah, let's do it. Honor dictates handshake at the beginning. Yeah, it can. Wow, palm strike is stronger than that. And respect at the end. See? That's what a duel is. You say hello as a handshake. Like, you emote at the beginning, like, fair fight, let's begin. And then you go at it. You don't use any consumables. The fight ends when one's either killed or it ends in a stalemate. It's literally the only game mode in the whole thing that has that set of rules, by the way. Only duels. There's no other game. All the others, they allow you to do whatever willy-nilly shit. But I believe the duel is the only one that has that set of rules. Because that seems about right. And plus, older players have gotten really used to that since Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne. I don't believe there was PvP in Sekiro, so... I think.
Hey!
I don't remember doing PvP in Sekiro. Put away your weeb sword. We just cross-kicked our each other. Nice. See, that's better. You don't need that, whatever the gigantic tampon from hell. Weeb cutter, I swear to God, I hate that sword. But patas are probably the worst offenders of the whole list. I may hate that sword, but it's not frowned upon as much as those two I mentioned earlier in the stream. The cross and the pata, I swear to... They can delete those from the game, or prevent you from power stancing. The cross, if you can't power stance the cross, then everyone will be like, okay. But the patas, if they took those out of the game, everyone would be like, okay. Nothing lost here. No one liked those damn fucking things. Watching the Asha Wars. Yeah, probably. You don't know this, but you can cross these and these things. You can cross. You can power stance together, and you'll see something weird. I'll show you a weird fighting style. It's like a Feral Dean's footwork. I forget which one goes first, but I believe it's the Beast Claw goes at primary. But you end up flying around kicking and shit. No longer using charge attacks. I probably should switch that out quickly. And medium. How heavy is Dean's footwork? What's making me so heavy? Oh, the claw is 3 pounds. Why is that so heavy? How can a claw be so heavy when you only got little tiny claws on your fingertips? The only metal on there is your fingertips. Like you put bugles on there. You know what I mean? It looks like I put bugle chips on my right hand. And I'm gonna, you know, claw. How is it 3 pounds? Ah, boy. Ugh. You brought dishonor on yourself by doing what you did. Bro, you couldn't emote at the beginning? It takes 0.1 seconds. You already sullied your own victory. You got an asterisk next to your victory, like, did not emote. Dishonor. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your whole family, dishonor on your cat, dishonor on your puppy, dishonor on your goldfish, dishonor on your dinner. But I gotta go anyways. It's about 6 o'clock, so I gotta go pick up dinner. But yeah, have fun and try out briar armor with different things. As long as it's iframes, it should do damage. Which is weird. Yeah, it might have been the wrong arms because I remember doing this setup with doing a setup with this with the punches and kicks and claws where you can wow, you can come out of a fucking dash bolt into a heavy? Yeah, you can come out of dash bolt straight into a heavy kick. Huh. Neat. Yeah, but have fun. Try out shit. Don't just say weapons crap. You never know when you're gonna find a little nugget. Those chicken nuggets of happiness are in there somewhere. You just gotta find them.